Okay, and now we're going to take a look at Toyota vehicles. We have a special guest today, Jill Saunders from Toyota Motor Sales. Jill's a product engineer responsible for Techstream and diagnostics. Jill, thank you for coming today.
Thank you for having me.
Jill, the question on everybody's mind is we'd really like to understand what is used in the dealership for diagnostics and what's available for the aftermarket.
So our dealership technicians use Techstream, and there's also a lighter version available to the aftermarket, and I'd be happy to show you about them.
Great, thank you, Jill.
This is Techstream, which all of our North American dealer technicians use for Toyota, Lexus, and Scion. It's a Panasonic Toughbook with a backpack that's built around it for more durability. The vehicle interface module is inside the backpack. We also have a Techstream Lite, which is a Mongoose cable, and you can plug it into any Windows-based laptop with the Techstream software. And both are available from Snap-on Business Solutions. You can also download the Techstream software onto your laptop and have a J2534 device to be used for diagnostics. For more information, you can visit techinfo.toyota.com. So this is our website, techinfo.toyota.com. Here on the lower left, you can see what's available once you get a subscription. With a professional diagnostic subscription, you get access to all of our service information as well as our diagnostics and reprogramming software. Here on the right is where you can see a list of diagnostic tools that are available and vehicle reprogramming. You can see our supported diagnostic tools. And then also, if you click down here, you can get a list of the approved J2534 reprogramming devices. If we go back and log in, the login is going to take us to the TIS homepage, which shows the subscription type that you purchased, when you purchased it, and the expiration date. In order to download Techstream software, we'll go to TIS. We'll go to Diagnostics, which lands you on the Scan Tool page, and it has our most up-to-date version of Scan Tool software, as well as how to use a Techstream Lite. Here on the right-hand side, we have Techstream software installation document on how to install the software, known bugs list, new features document, and you also have the ability to report a Techstream issue, and if a response is required, we'll get back to you within 48 hours. Now I'll be demonstrating to you Techstream software using the Techstream Lite function. The software is the exact same on this PC as it is on if you were to buy a Techstream unit itself. So what we're going to do first is connect to the vehicle. And right now, Techstream is communicating with the ECU to determine if it can communicate with the vehicle. And we can see here that it was successful in the first communication step. It has the vehicle information and the VIN number. It has one option that it can't determine. In this case, this vehicle has Smart Key, so we would select Smart Key, and then we'll click Next. Now, Techstream is determining all the possible ECUs for this model. We can see all the possible ECUs are here in yellow. We don't know if they're communicating or not. Their status is unknown. So in order to find that out, we'll do a health check. Techstream is going to see which of these 14 ECUs that it can try and communicate with. So our health check is complete. And here on the health check screen, we can see all of the vehicle systems. In this case, we have a couple of DTCs set in the ABS, VSC, and track ECU, and in the air conditioner ECU, and we can see that they are current DTCs. We'll go back to our system select. And you can see now that there's no more yellow on any of these ECUs. This vehicle has all these ECUs and they are communicating. We can go into the engine and ECT ECU. And you can see we have no DTC set, but there's a few functions that we can look at. We can look at the data list, which shows all of the live data of the vehicle. Vehicle speed is 0 because we're not moving anywhere. And one nice thing about Techstream is that you can go in and you can perform some active tests. From the engine and ECT, we can control the injection volume. We can control the injection volume for the air fuel sensor, activate the VSV for evap, control fuel pump speed. We can connect the TC and TE1, control idle fuel cut, activate the water pump, control the select cylinder fuel cut. So we'll exit out of here and we'll go into the body ECU, where we can more easily demonstrate some of the functions of the active test. In the body ECU, there's the security indicator, security horn, hazard, wireless buzzer. We can open the trunk, control the front fog light relay, the headlight relay, headlight high, tail light relay, dimmer switch, illuminated entry system, vehicle horn, door lock. If you click on one of these, gives you the description. This test will lock or unlock all the doors. If you push lock, it locks. We'll click on the door lock function and it gives you the description that this test will lock or unlock all the doors. So in order to execute this, we have to close all the doors. So I'll go ahead and close the door. And we'll hit OK. And we get the little door lock screen, so off. So if we go on, the doors are locked. If we go back the other way, now to go to unlock, now the doors are unlocked. Go back to the active test. We'll open the trunk. This test will open the trunk or back door. So click, and now the trunk is open. Next, we'll click on the hazard. This test turns the hazard lights on and off. So on, now our hazard lights are blinking. Off. Headlight relay. This test turns the headlight relay on and off. So our headlights are off. So if we turn them on, the headlight relay, then the headlights come on. Off. So these active tests demonstrate that the signal, when the ECU commands, for example, the hazard lights to come on, the hazard lights can come on. So it can help you diagnose whatever the customer's concern is to determine what is and is not working. Something else that's very nice about Techstream is if when you have an item selected and highlighted either on the active test or your data list, or even if the vehicle has a DTC, you can click TIS keyword and it will take you to TIS and bring up the page in the repair manual. So for example, for a DTC, if you clicked it, then it would take you to the repair manual page for that DTC in TIS. So now we'll go out of the active test selection and we'll look at the different utilities that are available. So for the body ECU, we can go in using Techstream and we can customize certain features. We can customize the wireless door lock. So unlock to operation. So in this case, it's turned on. So in order to unlock all the doors on your key fob, you have to click the unlock button twice. Clicking it once unlocks the driver's door and clicking it twice will unlock all the other doors. The panic function is on, so if you hit your panic button, it'll work. If we turned it to off, then it wouldn't work. And if we click, it gives an item description. We'll go over to the ABS VSC track ECU, and if we click on the utility, in some cases the utility is required to perform some function. So for example, in order to bleed air from the brakes, we would need to use this air bleeding utility. And so if we click on it, it tells us that this is the air bleeding utility and it's used to purge air from the hydraulic braking system. Now if we needed to bleed the air from the brakes, we would continue through the screen prompts and it would tell us step by step that we need to do in order to perform this function. Thank you for spending a few minutes with me as I demonstrated some of the functions of Techstream. We were barely able to scratch the surface, but as you can see, you can get dealer-level diagnostics in your shop. For more information, please visit techinfo.toyota.com.